Dr. David Graff from Animal Care Hospital in Cedar Rapids is here as we're approaching the final few weeks of the year. First of all, who do we have here? Who'd you bring with you?
His name is Chuck, and he's from the Cedar Rapids Animal Care and Control. He's looks to be a young to middle-aged neutered male, and he's been there since November. He needs a home, and he's been sitting here for a long time, and he's a really good kitty.
Yeah, has quite a bit to say.
He does.
He's kind of taking in the environment as well too.
He's a talker.
Now, we talk about this, and every week we always bring an animal on here, and we talk about adopting out, but you also have an opinion on giving pets as gifts, so please, the floor is yours.
The floor is mine, yes. It's a common thing for people to consider giving a pet as a gift, and it's really not a good idea. Before somebody gets a pet, they need to think about all the responsibilities involved with owning that pet. It's a 10 to 20-year responsibility, and giving a pet to a child is not a good idea for a lot of reasons. It's not good for a child to think of a pet as a toy because toys are easily discarded and pets are a lifelong commitment. The winter is a bad time to get a puppy because it's hard to house train a puppy in the bad weather. And if you want to get somebody a pet as a gift, then have them consider the responsibilities, pick out the pet, and then you pay for it.
And you talk about the responsibilities as well, especially if you're going to have a child or a teenager involved. You definitely want to make sure that that young person can handle the responsibilities of this, where, especially if you're the adult in this situation, you're not having to do everything, because you want to make sure that that's a shared love and a shared responsibility for something like this as well, too. So,
absolutely.
All right, seeing any health concerns as we're kind of coming into the end of 2017 for this time of the year that you're seeing right now at the office? Respiratory
conditions are more common this time of year. So if your dog is going to be boarding or grooming or going to a place where there's a lot of other dogs, make sure that they've been vaccinated for Bordetella, also known as kennel cough.
And I know with travel concerns, anything, any other tips you want to share with anybody, because you might be packing a dog, maybe sometimes a cat, but most likely a dog in for long trips as well too right now.
Well, if you are taking your pet with you out of state, remember that every state requires health certificates to cross state lines. People violate this a lot. So come get a health certificate and bring your pet to the veterinarian to get checked. And then remember that people food is bad for dogs and cats. And at holiday times, there's so much of dogs and cats both coming in because they've eaten something that they should not have eaten. And the most common is people food.
But when I feed my little cockapoo a little tiny piece of steak when I cook it, and I go, "How was that steak?" she always wags her tail. So maybe try to limit that, right?
Good
job. For once, try to limit it.
Try to limit that.
Always good seeing you, Doctor. Do have an enjoyable holiday season.
Good to be here.
And coming up for tomorrow, we'll take a look with our financial expert and some tips and strategies as 2017 is closing out for the start of 2018 to make sure you're ready for it. Stay with your 24-hour news source, KCRG-TV 9.